Hello, this is Fadi from FadiSareedDeen.com. How was last month for you? I'm going to start with a bit of a recap on how it was for me, and I think it would resonate as there is very consistent energy right now on Earth. And I've been working with people over the last few weeks through multiple workshops, and I'm getting very similar feedback from almost all of these people. Last month for me was quite pleasant. And I'm not saying there weren't things coming up. Things kept coming up. Loads of realizations, really deep ones. I experienced massive cleansing to my sacral chakra, for example. Also, I received and experienced a few openings to my heart chakras as well, including my heart chakra. So, still a lot seems to be happening, and there's still a lot of energy that seems to be pushing us in certain directions. But what I loved about last month is that there was a lot of flow as well. A lot of things were happening, a lot of things were moving, a lot of things were actually taking shape, and not just being, a vision that we are, or personally that I was hoping would come about. Things actually started taking form, and for that I'm very, very grateful. For the message for the coming month, it was Mother Mary who connected and who channeled the content that she would like me to share with you at this time. I'm going to have the audio recording fully available to you, and you can listen to that and see how it resonates with you directly without my interpretation. So I'm going to have my notebook to cheat like I always do. So Mother Mary started by saying that yes, the last few months have been quite testing and have been quite challenging. Going back to what I was saying earlier with the people I've met, I would say all of them have highlighted May as the starting point of when challenging situations began to rise for them in their world. So I think May has been such a big turning point for so many people. And you see, at this time and at this year, 2016 is a year 9 in terms of numerology, and a year with the number 9 as the dominant number is usually an end of a cycle. So around this time there's a lot of tying of loose ends. I don't know if you resonate with that, and I feel like there's a lot of energy of what's new, or what represents a different era, so to speak, for us. Personally, I'm going through massive change. I'm experiencing a closing of a complete chapter. Well, it could even be a complete book, and starting a brand new book. The changes have been massive, and they've been building up gradually since May. I feel more internally in the first couple of months, and then now they're beginning to take more of a physical form. So the last few months, and that includes what we experienced during October, they've basically pushed us, all of us, in a direction that we never thought we would go before. And they also have been forcing us to look at things within ourselves that we have kind of been afraid of looking at, or that we've been really hiding deeply and dearly away from our own sight. So these things are coming up. Mother Mary highlighted that this is a period of revolution, she says, a revolution of humanity, thought and consciousness. It is a time of great expansion, and I'm pretty sure everyone is feeling that expansion. You see, when expansion comes about, it doesn't come about as, yay, this is expansion. It actually comes about with a lot of discomfort, because at first you're looking at something and you can see this much, and you're very content with the data that you have in this area, but then suddenly you see this much, and now you're trying to understand how what you thought you knew, which was in this area, how does it all relate to this new massive amount of information. And usually with expansion, specifically now, because we are moving in terms of consciousness from the mind to the heart, things at this time, I said that during my last message, they don't make sense. And on many, many levels, the data you see here completely contradicts the data you used to know, and you're like, oh my god, what do I do with this? And we're still going through a phase at this time where I'm not feeling the push to do things or to push for things or to force things. There's actually a lot of guidance coming from heaven for us not to force things at this time, but to simply flow. I'll dig more into that in a little bit. So the light that is in our heart, it's beginning to shine far more radiantly than before. And as this light is beginning to settle in more, this light is easily and effortlessly just removing notions and ideas and structures that don't really work for us anymore, that don't resonate with us anymore. And this process of clearing could be aggressive at certain points in time. I have a lot of dear ones who are going through days where they're like, well, you know what, today I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to look into what's coming up. I don't want to confront things. I don't want to try to make sense of what's coming up. And that's perfectly fine. If at certain moments you feel that it's a bit too overwhelming, just be overwhelmed. See if you can experience a difference in scenery, for example. Try out different activities. Just as much as you can, keep the flow going, the flow of light within you going. Do not resist it, but you don't always have to be up and at it. You don't always have to be at 100% of your performance. It's okay to have low days. And this is another thing that Mother Mary highlighted, patience and compassion with you. It's really, really important right now. Just be patient as more data is revealed to you. Be patient as more clarity becomes available to you. And just be very compassionate, because you are going through massive change internally and externally at once. And so much is, just falling away right now. So as much as you can, give yourself a pat on the back for going through this time, and give yourself a lot of love and a lot of compassion as you release a lot of what isn't of service to you. So the other thing that Mother Mary highlighted is the need for you to connect with joy as you experience discovering you, and as you experience the process of rediscovering you. Now, many of us, including myself, have began their journey of discovery a few years ago. I would say I began mine around 2013. And I've come to a point where I feel like I really know myself. But, even those of us who've experienced self-discovery, we're being forced to go through a process of rediscovery, as so much of what we thought we knew about ourselves. Personally, I'm just realizing that, there's a lot of missing chunks of information there that I can definitely dig deeper into. And this time is really, how can I say, it's very significant, because I feel like there's a lot of us that we know, and then there's so much that's being cleared, and there's so much that's rising as well, and it's just giving us a completely new perspective of ourselves. And as much as you can, my guidance for you and the guidance from heaven for you is to have fun on this time and during this time of discovery or rediscovery. And wherever you are on your journey, just know that it's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. Just be patient and be persistent. If you have these two, it'll go smoothly for you. My suggestion for you, and again the suggestion from Mother Mary, would be to experience this period of change as a child experiences a new thing, like a new toy or a picnic for the first time. It's that excitement that something new is arising, something new is coming up, because you could easily go into a place of, oh my God, what am I going to do with this? But it's better to kind of connect back with the heart and trust in you and trust in your journey, and from that place just have fun in viewing whatever it is that arises for you. And from that place it becomes a lot lighter. The experience of change becomes a lot lighter for you. try to experience yourselves as you would experience, you for the very first time. Try waking up in the morning and just setting the intention that today I want to really have fun in seeing what comes up for me about me. So this way you would immediately shift from a place of trying to fit in to old structures, to old patterns, to old beliefs, and instead you will start to view yourself from a place of joy and from a place of just wanting to explore what comes up for you through the day. And that really will make a big difference. So the other thing that I want to highlight here is, there's a lot of talk about new aspects of you coming to the surface. But I would like to repeat something, and that's something that Mother Mary kept repeating through her channeled message. This is not a time of action. It is not a time of forcing things. It is also not a time for you to, push the change in a certain direction. All that is asked of you in terms of the new you is to just allow this energy of light within you to flow and allow whatever needs to come up to come up. Don't force it. Don't push it. Don't make it move in any direction. And don't force yourself to, be more advanced in terms of your growth than where you are. They're telling me now that many of you are so frustrated at where they are, and they want to expedite the process. Please move away from trying to expedite anything, and please move away from the notion that you need to be a better version of you at this time. All you need to do is just be you. All you need to do is be very innocent and childlike in your experience of how you view yourself, and in your allowing of new aspects of you to simply come to the surface. If you're able to do that, then you're doing everything that you need to do, and all else is well. So the other thing that they're telling me at this time is that for many of you, you may notice new hobbies, for example. You may notice old hobbies that don't resonate. You may notice that there are things that are coming up for you and that you really want to try. And you have other things that you're kind of used to and you're kind of outgrown. Whatever it is perfectly fine. Just simply allow it to come up. And again, they're saying, just explore you. Have fun exploring you, and don't judge what comes up. Don't judge you, and don't judge the new aspects of you that are coming. Please try not to continue to try to fit yourself into a structure. Forget structures, and we're going to have a little meditation a little bit that will help you release structures. Forget old structures. The beautiful thing about this time is how easy and effortless it is to be clear about things that are arising. I'm finding it extremely pleasant in the way that things just click, things just come up. And thank you. They're telling me that many of you feel unsure about things that are arising. For those of you who are at that place, I'm being told that you are resistant to that which is arising. You are trying to control it. You are trying to make it fit in. Please, as much as possible, move away from that. Thank you. They're asking you to simply write those things that are coming up for you that are different, and allow yourself to look at yourself from a new vantage point, from a vantage point of, an explorer trying to get to know more about who you really are. From that place, it would become really easy not to judge, and it would become really easy to be allowing of being you and allowing the new you to simply reveal itself. It's really interesting to me because to many people it seems as if they are completely recreating themselves, but this is exactly where we are, and that's perfectly fine.